Cheers, dude. First podcast.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us, dude.
Yeah, thank you for real. This is awesome. I'm stoked.
So you guys have pets?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Fuck
Yeah. What's the pet situation?
You can go first because his pets are way more interesting.
So, my spirit animal
No, your pets.
is, well, yeah, he is. I'm connected with my cat of 17 years, Frito. Shout out, Frito. He's my
yeah.
boy.
It's kind of my boy too.
Yeah, he's everybody. Everyone knows Frito. He's just a tuxedo cat, black and white. He's awesome. He's big and chunky.
He's like
Loves-
90.
Loves snuggling and stuff.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome.
Dude, I find that the chunky ones are always the most snuggly.
He's the best. Yeah, he's the best, for real. Other than him, I have Mojo, and we have Willow, who we found. She's a girl, and we found her on the side. Well, my brother did. He found her on the side of the garage in the middle of winter, and she only had one eyeball.
Oh,
One-eyed Willie.
dang.
Yeah,
So she got the name.
and she was like a little small thing, and so we took her in, and she just part of the family ever since. She's the princess of the family, we say. It's pretty cool.
And they're all like the same temperament, like kind of like lovey and stuff.
Yeah, they have like their own personality. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Like, Willow will go to the fridge and wait for someone to open it and ask for whipped cream. Like, she will be relentless until she gets whipped cream. So it's just cute seeing a one-eyed cat just like looking up at you like, you know, can I get some whipped cream out of the fridge?
Yeah, that cat's got a lot of like character.
Yeah. They're all kind of the same. And then Mojo kind of comes out whenever. He's kind of just the middle child, if you know what I mean.
You have multiple cats. There's always that one that kind of just like you never see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
always hiding.
I did have dogs
Hiding or
though growing
sleeping.
up, but that's it. Sorry, what'd you say?
No, I just said they're always like hiding or sleeping.
Oh yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I got Sushi Boy. He's
Oh
a little
yeah,
kitty.
Sushi.
He's
Shout
a
out
street
Sushi.
cat. Yeah, he fucked my. Oh,
Sorry.
It's
Say
okay.
it
It's
again.
okay.
Say it again.
he actually infected my wrist like a couple months back. We like switch him to like put the other cats in the other room because he's not like cool. He's like street cat. And I was like putting him down, and he like swatted at my wrist, and then got all infected. I had to go to the ER. And
Oh dang.
wasn't there something show wise that was like right around the corner too that like was messing me up pretty bad for?
Yeah, we were supposed to. I think it was Devil Wears Prada.
No, dude, that was longer. That was my glasses breaking and not being able
Oh
to see.
yeah. Speaking of which,
Yeah. But yeah, Sushi's mine, and he's got a million others.
So you just have the one cat?
Yep.
Or- Nice.
Sushi's the homie.
So you guys are obviously cat people then.
Yeah, I grew up with dogs though.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it was weird. Remember, I had Roscoe and Nemo.
Yeah. Right
you-
at the
and you-
start of the band,
You
like
also.
they were hanging around for a little bit, and it was like a year before
Hmm.
they hit the road,
Pretty much.
something like that. Yeah, we caused one of his dogs to go fucking deaf.
I think it was
Oh,
Nemo.
Yeah.
What, from like practicing and
Yeah.
shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still feel awful about that.
Oops.
Well, he
Aw,
lived a great life.
poor guy. Well, fuck yeah, guys. Do you guys want to like do like a quick like intro of
Sure,
yourselves?
yeah.
Like maybe like a little bit of your backstory. And...
You can go first. Like personally or like the band?
I don't know, just like a little bit, like maybe like where you're from, like.
Oh yeah, you can go first. Give her a little background.
My name is Justin Wiedower. I do vocals in These Fading Visions. Frontman. And yeah, just love performing and I love doing music and happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
I'm Chase. I play guitar in Visions and from Greendale, a little bubble. If you know where that is, if you're from around Milwaukee. 25. I'm a Cancer. I love fight riffs. Try to write as many as I can.
God dang it.
Love asking Alexandria.
Why'd you make me go first? I like Ask Alexandria.
I said we like.
Oh, yeah.
That's what our.
Yeah, hell yeah! I came up on Asking Alexandria. Like, yeah, do you guys remember Ad Astra at all?
The Milwaukee band.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
Astra,
played
yeah.
with them actually.
that was
We did
once or twice.
that was my
Just
old
one.
band actually.
No way.
Yeah,
I think it was.
I played the drums. Yep.
I
Okay,
could
that's
find it. I could tell you which one we did.
yeah. Because now that you mention that, I remember seeing the
up.
guys in that band around, and it was Hometown Throwdown, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Probably.
Yeah.
We were always around like the B2 era shows and stuff.
Yep, Bob and BJ, dude, they got us. They literally are.
Well,
the
I was gonna say that like our first show, it was actually pretty geeked, but we had a like big party in like our backyard in West Dallas, and we actually played like one of the songs we played was Asking Alexandria song. We played A Prophecy.
dude. Yeah, we've all been. Ours was OG Loco of Mice and Men.
Oh, we played that one too.
Really?
Not gonna lie,
Dude,
we
yeah.
covered that one once.
That's like the metalcore Freebird for like all the newer bands.
Oh yeah, that's such a classic.
Yeah, dude, straight up. I mean, it's just an easy riff, like a really catchy chorus, and it's just like it was actually the first song we picked out to practice together when we were to first meet because we met on Facebook actually through like a mutual friend, and then we were like, oh, let's start a band. I'll have like my guys learn OG Loco, you guys learn OG Loco, and then that was the first song we ever played together as a band. Visions.
Yep. And All I Want. Remember that?
Yeah, we played that at my high school talent show.
I had a replacement.
Oh, the A Day to Remember song.
Yeah, we were those kids at the start of Visions.
Crazy.
Oh,
That was our first show. OG Loco. All I Want. Oh god, I sucked at doing that.
yeah, I think our first set was it was A Prophecy. It was To Plant a Seed by We Came as Romans.
Yeah.
It was we played 2 Devil Wears Prada songs. We played Big Wiggly Style and Danger Wild Man.
Oh, dude, I wish I was at that show already.
and then
Danger Wild Man would be
and then I
crazy.
think we played an original that we wrote.
yeah, that's dude. Same with
Dude,
me.
it was kind of funny because like our whole like families were there, and then there was like a bunch of kids just like pitting in my backyard. Like
That's cool.
That's always the best. Yeah, like when we started, like every show was like that for first like year or two. Dude, I wish I could go back to that and stop being so serious about everything. You know what I mean? Or trying to be serious about everything.
yeah, when we were just doing it for like fun shit, you know, not all
Yeah.
trying to get your streaming numbers high.
For
and shit.
real. It was just about having fun.
Yeah,
It
it's like-
still is. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
definitely still is.
It was just a different time, and it was
Mhm.
awesome that we got to catch the end of it. Not the end, but like there was a weird time, you know, when
Yeah.
it started to kind of phase out a little bit. But lately, holy crap, dude,
Yeah, stuff's been popping off for
Yeah.
like this like general genre.
it's
in-
crazy.
in Milwaukee for sure.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that's that cycle that like I'm just starting to like really notice and like hone in on and try to catch the next wave, but it's like you never know like something is happening in a
Mhm.
scene like while it's happening, you know what I mean? It's like
Mhm.
10 years after and it's like that was a wild fucking time. Did it again.
It's all good, man. Dude. So, one thing I've
He's
noticed
really
about you guys throughout the years is you guys have been like opening for some like huge bands. Like, I actually saw you guys at the rave when you guys opened for The Word Alive. I was at
Oh,
that
yeah.
show.
That was fun.
Yeah,
Dude.
that was a fucking blast.
That was
You
awesome.
guys killed it. Like,
Oh,
Thanks, dude.
thanks, dude.
That was
That
sick.
means the world.
Because I feel like maybe like I had like seen you guys like in passing before that, but like that was like the first time like I had actually like seen you guys,
Makes sense.
and like I was definitely blown away. Like I was like, oh shit, this is a Milwaukee band.
Dude, that makes
Dude,
me
that's awesome.
so
Yeah, dude.
happy because
Thanks, man.
every show we play, I'm like, oh god, dude, I hope nobody saw that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one where I actually am like very proud of like how we played. But there's always like one or two technical difficulties you like that eats you alive forever, like for every show I've ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
And
exactly what you
The
mean.
start of that song, dude, I had the Pod HD Pro, and it was it was on the wrong preset. It was on like a clean channel, and like I couldn't figure out why for the first like up until like the very first chorus of the first song. So like for that whole entire time, I was playing through a clean tone at the rave. Like one of our bigger shows. Like it still eats me alive to this day.
Yeah, but you know
That
what?
was
You live
awesome.
and you learn, and then there's always the next show.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I had a great time at that one.
Yeah, and we obviously still have our. You were there when we had our terrible train wreck of a set, the second to last show we played with you guys.
Oh, that was the last. Yeah, in December, our set in December. Oh man.
And that was like day 3 or show 3 of like our samples, just like totally like sabotaging us, like our click and everything. You know, that was terrible.
Yeah, it sucks when that happens.
But you guys were extremely polished. I was like really impressed. I like how you guys sounded.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
I was
that.
blown away. Actually, I thought it was
Thanks.
awesome, especially for being your first show. That was.
Yeah,
fantastic.
we definitely worked hard. It took us probably like, I don't know, at least like between 2 and 3 years to get to that point. Like,
That's crazy. It makes sense, dude. It sounded great.
did.
and some of those songs are songs that I wrote like like years and years ago. So, but
I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Sometimes
You guys
stuff
got a
just
appreciate
great.
that.
You guys got a great lineup. Like it sounds great. I was listening to you guys today at work, and I was like, damn. Like your recent single, that's pretty damn good, dude.
thanks. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. You liked Crutch?
Yeah, Crush.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yes.
And you
I'm really
do-
bad with song names. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
it's all good.
and that's all of it's you, like 100%. Besides the master right for production and mixing.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's
Yep.
great stuff.
Thanks, man. I
So
appreciate
any
that.
bands that are new kids listening to this stuff, hit up Ryan to like track your stuff for real. You're gonna sound great.
Thanks. I appreciate the shout out there.
Absolutely.
But so what was you guys opened up for the Color Morale recently?
Yeah, dude.
How was that?
Dream come true, dude.
Definitely. I remember that being talked about when we first started this band because we were always like, let's get Garrett Rap on a track.
Yeah, dude. I DM'd Garrett, 2017, second year into us being a band. I pulled up the DM actually when we played the show to Spencer and Justin, but we hit him up and we were like, dude, how much would you do for like a feature? And I had like DM'd like all these like famous people on Instagram, like they would respond, and like surprisingly, he actually like responded to this one. He was like, yeah, like do it for $500, and then he was like, do you want me to like write the part or this or that? And I was just like, write it. Yeah, that would be sick. Let me talk to like the boys because I didn't even like confront them yet. And then I went to everybody, and the lineup at the time didn't agree with us like putting our first like music out and having a feature. So then we kind of let that die. And then now like full circle, Justin's is like friends with the guy, and like we get on that show because his you go.
Oh yeah, that was. It's a really crazy experience how this all happened. To be honest with you, so my brother is a professional BMX rider. He's
Okay.
currently in California right now, doing competitions and stuff like that. So you guys go to Summerfest ever really that much?
I mean, I haven't recently, but I used to go like every year type shit when I was growing up.
You're probably familiar with like the BMX shows that they would
Yeah,
do at the Summerfest shows and stuff. He pretty much like runs that stuff, and like Garrett Rapp just so happens to announce those shows, like
Oh,
on the
shit.
mic, low key, just like announcing a BMX show for a division in Nitro, or I don't know if it's Nitro Circus, but I'm pretty sure it's division still. But yeah, and like I told Jared, I was like, do you not know that this dude is famous? You know, and I was like, this dude has played like multiple Warp Tours, like, yeah, and Jared was like, and I was like, well, fuck, and so obviously we do Vision, so kind of pitched it to him, and other writers started pitching it to him because then they started catching the vibe, like we were, trying to get close to Garrett, which is cool because honestly, Garrett's a really, really cool guy, and he was like so open. He welcomed us in like with open arms. Like it was
Wasn't
crazy.
it like one of your brother's like buddies that
Kyle.
like showed him waiting room?
Kyle Lewis? Yeah, Kyle Lewis, BMX rider. Showed him the waiting room, and it was really cool to hear what he thought of it, and got his number, and yeah, and then one thing led to another. He promised us. He literally, I remember at Summerfest, he was like, "Yeah, I
Yeah.
promise you guys, like, our first show back, we're gonna have you on." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, because like we went out to go see him and talk to him like a couple times at Summerfest or whatever, and yeah, he like I remember him mentioning like probably thinking this winter we're gonna do like a floor show or whatever, like something super like intimate, and you know, because we were just
That's
doing our
right.
thing, we were just
Yeah.
like, oh, that probably got forgotten in the past, and then he
Mhm.
reached out to you like,
Like a month before the show, and he was like, January 13th, you in? I'm like, yeah. I didn't even ask anybody else. I was just
yeah, he
like,
hit me up. He's like, we're
Dude.
playing this.
yeah,
Oh,
and then we
yeah.
didn't even have a drummer either for that show, which was crazy. So we were kind of
Yeah, I know, because I remember Chase asked me
Oh, really?
if I wanted
Yeah.
to fill in.
Yeah.
I totally would have if I didn't have I had a Zeal show that
Oh,
day.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a stacked lineup, too. I was kind of jealous about that, actually.
Yeah, yeah, that was our old drummer Max. He's very
Yeah.
still like well affiliated with like the TFV umbrella. He's like the family. You know?
Hell yeah.
So he's
So
like
he was
he's
there
been
for
down
us,
to-
which was
yeah.
awesome.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. How did you guys like the WC?
Oh, that venue was sick.
Yeah,
It was really cool.
I like that venue a lot.
Yeah.
I played there once with Passes Prologue.
Love those.
Oh,
I know Ryan. Fuck, I can't remember the other ones.
Adam.
Oh yeah, Adam.
Yeah,
Adam. Of
Adam
course.
from
Yeah, of
Amber
course. I
My
know.
Ember.
I've met Adam a few times. Yeah.
I
that's
forgot
right.
what show.
So
it was I
Adam
met
and Ryan Mishler. Yeah. The boys.
Yeah, I met Ryan before like Visions. I'm pretty sure at some point. I
Because
saw him at
Ryan
some-
Mishler was in the
some
balcony
rave.
scene.
That's what that was.
That's what
Oh,
it was.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that wasn't before. No, even before that.
No, we played with them.
No, yeah, but I feel like I think I met him at a
they've been
rave
around
show.
longer, yeah.
Like when I was in high school or something like that. Ever since, dude, he's like the coolest guy. Cool guy to be in a band
Yeah.
with.
Yeah. I want to get him on the podcast. He's kind of a hard guy to to wrangle in
Oh,
sometimes.
really?
Though. But
Yeah, I always thought, good vibes from those guys. I'm sorry if I'm missing. I'm drawing a blank from who else is in that band right now. But either way, shout out Passes Prologue.
Oh, and dude,
Hell yeah.
WC. So I wasn't like I looked up all a bunch of videos and stuff of live sets. I wasn't expecting it to be like a barrier show. So it's like cool that venue can be like a C market, like smaller tours can come through and like, but then also at the same time, like you could sell it out. It was 500 capacity, and then there was like 200 VIPs. So I think didn't they say 700 or something like that?
He
You
said
were still able to
700.
fit in there.
And then
yeah.
I asked him at the show, I was like, are we going to, he was like, yeah, we're planning on selling out. There's going to be like 900 people here.
Yeah,
I'm
dude,
like,
and I got
You said it was
terrified.
700. And he was like, yeah, but like with like crew and photographers and bartenders, everyone, like
Yeah.
that's like 900. Like, damn, you're kind of right.
Yeah, I heard the Fallen Dreams guys like talking about it like sporadically throughout the night. Like Garrett saying 700.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's no way you're fitting that in here. And it still felt like there was just a little bit enough room. You know what I mean? To not be max capacity, but great venue.
yeah,
Yeah, that was fun.
there's a lot of like big like packages like that come
Coming
through
through,
there.
yeah.
Like I'm pretty didn't like Born of Osiris play a show there.
Yeah, Alpha Wolf played
Recently.
there.
Oh,
Yeah.
shout out Adam Ramey, Dropout Kings played there.
That's
Oh,
right.
really?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah.
yeah, there was
I like West Chicago Social Club.
Dropout Kings. They like litter their stickers everywhere. They're really smart marketing dudes. Adam's a genius. Like every venue that like we see like 17 like Dropout King stickers. Like
Yeah.
WC Social Club has like 30 Dropout King stickers in there.
I will add to the Kelly Morales show real quick that I was given an amazing opportunity to fucking be side stage while they're fucking huddling up. Like I was the only one like in there besides like the crew members.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a really it's like a really small area behind the curtain.
It's almost like X-ray.
Yeah, so there wasn't much room to stand, but I was like right next to the stage, and I was like kind of hidden because I didn't want to like disrupt anything.
Right.
But I was just like, damn, they're huddling up and they're having like a little talk right now. It'll be like, damn, this is our first show in 7 years. Like they all huddled and like did the thing.
Yeah, I forgot what he said. He's like, you guys are the only guys that I would stay up past 1 o'clock for. 'cause
Yeah,
they're all old now.
yep. And I got it on film too, and I got as they were going on stage, which was really freaking cool to be like
Oh, yeah.
right there and witness that moment.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And I got to see Garrett like kind of do his vocal warm ups. Like he was doing like some really crazy loud noises, and I thought he was joking at first. So I started chuckling a little bit, but
Very wholesome guy.
Vocal warm-ups always sound funny. Like
Yeah.
people that like really do them,
Yeah.
like they always sound funny.
No, I was like kind of taking a couple notes from the guy, to be honest, but
Oh
yeah, it was awesome. And then he was joking around with me as he was about to go on stage. He was like, "We got to get your dad to crowd surf." I'm like, "Yeah, right."
Yeah.
I'm like, "You're about to blow his mind, though. All he knows you for is BMX."
Dude, I remember your dad bought some vinyl, some record that the Colorado did in vinyl. I forgot. Was it
Oh, the most recent one,
the one with Lumps and
Desolate
Soul?
Divine. I'm pretty sure it's called.
Oh. Anyways.
So speaking of like parents and stuff, like how like did you guys have like musical parents when you were growing up?
No.
How did you
We can
guys
start with
get like started into music?
Well, me, it was, I mean, it's really trippy because my dad was like kind of like a disco douche, like in the 80s. Dad high. He was like an Air Force dude, and he told me he really didn't like listen to metal, and then like before I was born, he got into like Iron Maiden, and well, he had always been like a Guns N' Roses fan, stuff like that. So I grew up like he was like, "I'll give you $20 if you learn like Eruption by Van Halen and stuff like that." So it was like 80s guitar players was like what drew me in, like before I dug into like fight riffs and stuff. And then it was Avenged Sevenfold, Waking the Fallen, and Sound of the Seventh Trumpet that got me like wanting to start a band and write. And this was like 6th grade, and then I just started like trial and erroring like all my friends that like were into the same stuff, and pretty much just led to tons of recreations of bands and joining bands and until Visions was a thing. But yeah, I just picked up a guitar, and he played guitar to try to pick it up as a hobby, and he was god awful, and he was learning from like tablature books and shit like that. And I would just like watch him, and he had like a little camcorder, and I would like film him on his camcorder like practicing guitar. Like I wish those videos still existed because it would just be like a guy fucking up constantly, like replaying the riff. And then he left, and then for work one day or something, or I was alone with his guitar, and I was just like playing what like I saw like the positioning and stuff like that, like he was doing. Then he just gave me his shit because he was like, "I'm down with it. You do your thing," and started just going on YouTube looking up how to play like Avenged Sevenfold riffs and stuff like that, and like yada yada, and ended up like rolling into writing and stuff like that. And your turn for your start in music.
Well, I just wanted to jam. That's kind of how it started for me.
Yeah.
I had a drummer friend in high school, but even before I was even interested in music, like I was a late bloomer, to be honest with you guys. Like I didn't start getting into the genre like metalcore or just like anything like that until like 2011, like 2012. So I was a little late bloomer there. But the first show I ever went to was Asking Alexandria, and when I heard Asking Alexandria for the first time, I know it's cringe now, but they were a huge inspiration for me to do vocals, and I just like fell in love with like metal after that. Obviously, I was like into like rock and roll because like
His
my dad kind of raised me on 80s hair metal and stuff like that, and so I have a huge appreciation for that. And then my mom can sing, but like she was never really anything like that. She was like in church choirs and stuff with my aunt, and like I remember my grandma Jill, they were all in like a country band, which was like trippy. But yeah. That's about it. My dad cannot sing. I do not get that from my dad at all. But yeah, other than that.
So is there like any type of story around how these fading visions became a thing?
Well, I had been so like at this point in time, like I'm a senior in high school now. I've played like a couple shows in like a couple different bands. Like I'd probably been in like 15 different groupings of like homies, and
Yeah, I know how that like
yeah, anybody watching this who's like in a band, it knows exactly what I'm talking about.
was these fading visions like the first band that like actually like did stuff? Or
Kinda. I mean, we had like I did a battle of the bands kind of thing and played like a couple shows. Like, do you remember? Were you around when a thing called Guerrilla Music?
yeah, I think Ad Astra played a show with that.
Yeah, dude. Like the
I think we
scam
played
artist
actual
promoters.
a battle of the bands with that, and it was I remember I was versing A Martyr's Fall and To Paint with Fire.
To Paint with Fire.
Yeah, dude. They're one of the first bands I heard about in the scene. Actually,
Shout out to Paint
Yeah.
with Fire.
yeah, but yeah, what was it? Oh yeah,
Oh, how did visions become a thing?
yeah. So it was just like I had been in a bunch of different things like that, and the last guy I started kind of trying to write stuff with and start stuff with, like with all like the vision songs, like the fetuses of like reaching new heights. Like I had a lot of that stuff written for like years while I was in high school. Like before I even knew how to record, I would just like throw my headphones on and like listen to a click and let the mic from my laptop pick up like the sound that was coming out of the amp. Like I just set it right next to it, and that's like the first vision demos were that. And I had been showing a bunch of people. A bunch of people were like, "Oh, this shit's kind of generic," or like, "This is kind of, I don't know. We should write together. Like, I want to be involved." It just, how it works out with like butting heads with members when nothing's even started yet.
Yeah.
So it was just that until the last guy posted a status like, I'm who wants to start a band, and me and him were the only ones that liked it. So we like friended each other, and
Yeah.
he was like, I have a drummer. I did like a Bones Exposed guitar cover in like senior year of high school.
Yeah, dude. I was sitting in. I was getting suited up for a career job at
Yeah.
AT&T, and I remember I was sitting in the training room, and then I saw this status. I was like, "Who wants?" I was in the jam session mode. I used to do that all the time, and like
I was doing through parties. And
I used to
shit,
have like
doing metal
I used to have like what we used to call like hardcore karaoke. I used to have like just people, just vocalists and stuff, come to my house, and I remember they got up to like 50 people there once in that tiny ass basement.
Dude, I'm pretty sure when
Oh,
we
shit.
did that one where we played, it was like close to 100 kids.
It
in the
was,
basement.
and there was people on the stairwell.
I
like-
feel like if I knew about something like that in high school, I'd be like, "Yo, let's go do this."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like type shit.
It was super like I wouldn't say underground, but like it was
It
kind
was
of
just
like
his high school buddies from
Yeah.
Oak Creek.
yeah, pretty much Oak Creek. I went to Oak Creek High School, so it's like anybody who was like associated with the genre, or if anybody wanted to like come hang out and kind of see what it's like.
Basically, like
Open-minded.
if you had a swoopy hair and you listen to like Pierce the Veil, like show up at Justin's house on Saturday night.
That's not
And
wrong at all. Yeah.
That's like right before we met, and then we met, and he was like, "I have this drummer," and then I was like, "That's trippy because I have another guitar player and a bass player. We're trying to find a vocalist and a drummer. So what are the odds?"
Yep.
And we were like, "Learn OG Loco," and then we both met up for practice, played OG Loco, and then I was like, "Okay, guys, here." Actually, we were gonna be a 2 vocalist band. We had one guy. He's actually on the first song we ever did, Inkstand Promise.
Yep. Yeah.
Like if you dig, you could find on YouTube a video of like us being a 2 vocalist band.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but basically showed him and the other guys that were like the original lineup of Visions. I had my SoundCloud like demos, just like 50 of them, and we were just like going through them, listening to them, and we basically picked like all the fetuses for Reaching New Heights, like all the stuff I was writing.
Mhm.
And from there, I just started bringing my laptop. This is like senior year of high school, and I don't know shit. And I was bringing my laptop over to like track his vocals for like these dummy takes for all of Reaching New Heights. And then when we met, like it was maybe a month or 2 later, we were like studio time, and then we found the guys that ended up doing Reaching New Heights, which is Bobby Ballo and Nick Weston, and they recorded a band called. Were you around like Shielded by Shadows? Do you remember that band?
Yeah, I do remember that band.
They were like a couple years above me, and they went to my high school.
Okay.
So I was
I
like,
think those guys are around my age.
and
Yeah,
how old are you again?
I'm 29.
Oh, okay.
How old are you guys, by the way?
I'm 25.
You're 25.
I am 27.
I
not
I
too far
thought
off.
that you were a little younger.
Damn, 2 years apart from each of us.
Generation.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's Oh
crazy.
yeah.
Oh, it's a sign, dude.
Whoa.
Damn.
We're gonna start like the next Blink 182.
Oh,
It's
no.
us three.
Damn.
But
I need to use the buy-off room. I don't mean.
Oh no, it's fine.
Is that cool?
No, Go right ahead.
I don't know if it's like
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
You
okay.
go right ahead.
Sorry. The beer goes right through me. I'm
No,
so
I
sorry.
totally get it.
Hey, while you're doing that, I'm gonna grab another beer.
Yeah. Okay. We can talk about the band name.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's hear
Well,
about.
that's not too interesting.
It's not too interesting, but it was
That
just kind
was
of
more
funny how
like-
it just kind of came about.
Yeah, I mean, it's through like years of playing with other people and like writing band names down just to like come up with something. And it's just like it was there. And then I remember when we formed, we were trying to like think of a band name, and it was written somewhere from somewhere in time of some band idea that was starting, and it was like, oh, seems pretty cool actually. We're like right around the time of like we wanted to be like Asking Alexandria and Bless the Fall and all these bands that had like a bunch of syllables and shit.
Yep.
Mhm.
And we were like, well, this sounds kind of like that, these Fading Visions. It's cool. And then it's like, well, let's put some like meaning to it because, like, you know, like we got to make sure this name actually sticks within like what we're trying to like do. And one of the like big things with us is like all of our songs are kind of, not all of them because Reaching New Heights was about like a lot of personal stuff with me, but like Rebirth and Generation Disorder, we've been a band that's like one of our big messages is just like talking about like existential crisis thoughts where like that propels you to be, you know, more aware of like the time you're wasting and like the youth you're wasting. And so these Fading Visions was like we were all kind of like, we need to do it and do it now or else it's never going to happen. You know what I mean? So it's like just kind of relating that to these fading visions, you know what I mean? This
Oh, yeah.
vision that we have of chasing this shit, like all it is over time is just slipping away from you until you make it happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's sick.
It's kind of the conclusion we've come to with it.
Yeah, and we actually, when Generation Disorder was finished, we sat on it because the whole plan was to like put it out. We do a lot of stuff with this band once around. Like, we actually got scammed out of 2 legs of a tour, but we finished 1 leg of a tour together, and we had plans of touring a bunch together. And Generation Disorder was going to come out, and immediately we were going to tour. But Generation Disorder was finished like literally the. Do you know? Remember the COVID when it first started going down, and everybody was like getting toilet paper.
Yeah.
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
within the last like week of us recording it, and we had spent a month on it. So that was like, we can't put it out. There's no way we can like play shows, or like none of us were in the mindset of like marketing it like on TikTok and Instagram. We just wanted to like play shows, and we sat on it for a while. We had a guy step in who had heard it because one of the guys we worked with on that record, Zach Keel, sent it to Mark Sands from what band? was
Glass
it?
houses.
Yeah, and
Okay.
he had been talking to us about like rebranding and stuff. So then we were like, we're gonna sit on this. We're gonna have a big rebrand, and so it doesn't matter how long we sit on it because we'll be a new band. And at the end of that whole process, he walked because you know he had like his own life stuff to do, and then we just had ended up looking back, realizing it's been like years since we even did this now.
Mhm.
So yeah, we almost changed the name to High Council.
Well, we
Didn't
did.
you guys release a song
We-
under
we-
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Contagion, I think, and then pulled it right away when we were like, nope.
And
Yeah.
you changed it to these Fading Visions.
It
right?
was a cool
Yeah.
idea in the beginning, but I
Well,
think yeah. Well, go ahead.
the whole idea was because we had a core lineup now at the time when,
yeah.
I
it
mean,
was
if
great.
you've ever seen our band ever, like every single show you see us, it's almost a different lineup, you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
But I
and,
wouldn't trade those days for anything because I miss those days a lot, to be honest. Like, sure, it didn't work out the way we kind of thought it would, or like the way we planned, but it was a great time.
But yeah, we
Would-
dug deep and ended up just releasing it because it's just like, we don't even have any marketing plan anymore for the guys who are gonna help push it with us. Like, aren't even a thing because of this crazy thing that's going on in the world. So it was just a really trippy time. Like, obviously, it sucked in the outcome. Like, feels like a setback, but at the same time, like, I still wouldn't trade what happened and all the pondering we did, and like, I mean, a lot of the fighting and arguing about the future. It was kind of stressful. I'd probably
Right.
push that away, but
When I tell you that we're married, we're married.
yeah, anybody that's in a band knows it's kind of like if you spend enough time hitting the road with somebody or like writing and being tied to literally like financial agreement, like it gets kind of dicey. Like it gets real cranky. Like we're 80 years old and we've been together for like 60 years, you know what I mean? Type. That's where me and dude are at.
Pretty much. Obviously, brother. Cheers. This
Cheers.
is our last beer.
Cheers.
But no, it's been a blast, honestly, doing this.
So what you guys went on like a couple tours you were talking about? What tours did you guys go on?
Well, first one was 11th Hour Onset, like forever ago. We've done runs with the Levitated.
The Levitated was our first one. Do you remember that band, The Levitated?
No,
I-
11th Hour Onset was before that.
No, we only did that the once, and that was in 2017 with Dan, right? Miller Perez.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in 2017.
Oh, that was
Early.
after
That was
the
like April.
Levitated.
Yeah, because we did that little run with Levitated in like, I think October of 2016, and I remember that being like our first like tour, like little whatever we did. And I remember one of those shows was in a barn.
Oh
yeah,
damn.
it was in a
Damn.
barn, and
And then after that, we did one where we
That was
kind of
fun.
made a pointless loop to like LA.
Oh yeah, that was with Once Around.
No, that was just by ourselves.
just
Or
by
no,
ourselves.
that was Dreaming Awake.
Dreaming Awake. Yes, yes.
Have you ever heard of them?
Dreaming Awake.
I don't think so.
I don't know if they're still around
I
actually.
think they are. I
But
think.
they were only like a couple dates of it, and then we had James McHenry. Do you know him?
From Portals,
Portals,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the booking agent for that one, and then we did with Once Around. We were supposed to have 3 total tours, but this guy, I won't say his name actually. I won't even get into it. We got kind of screwed over by a booking agent.
Oh,
who-
Mark Mansion can kiss our ass.
oh, actually,
dang.
yeah, we can shout him out on here. I don't care.
Yeah, fuck that dude.
Yeah, basically, like the whole contract was $2,000 up front to like route and get all these shows, like all the riders and all the offers and everything sent. And basically, these promoters, we followed up with like the route for all the venues and hit up these promoters like a month and a half out before like stuff was supposed to be announced. We were like, "So what's the deal with this? Is it confirmed?" Our booking agent doesn't get back to us, and they were like, yeah, I mean, we accepted the offer and sent your booking agent all the details and stuff and the contract to like sign and stuff for like the show to be, and he never responded or did anything or talked to us or anything. And we hit him up. We're like, "What's the deal with this?" He's like, "I mean, the contract stated we were to send out offers, and we didn't. You guys were supposed to do the follow up and confirm." So
Bullshit.
that's like a new bands just like read every single word and every single document you sign, especially with, you know, when it has to do with like big chunks of fucking money.
Mhm.
But yeah, so we were supposed to do 2 more like 2.5-week tours, and then didn't get to do those.
And they were supposed to be pretty cool. It was supposed to be like a cool tour also. I was kind of
Yeah.
stoked for that, but
And then I had done some touring with Once Around, filling in on bass. They're like a very like Motley Crue, like Black Veil Brides, like inspired kind of like band, but they have some really good singles that charted on the Billboard charts actually. And I was lucky enough to like fill in for the touring with those guys. Like they called me at like 3 a.m. when I was working as a bouncer actually. This is like finishing up my shift, and they're like, "We have 3 days left of this tour, and like our bass player isn't working out like in the middle of the night, so like something went down." And then they were like, "Can you come up within the next like couple days, learn the songs and do this?" And then it was like they were playing with like Skid Row on the 3rd day, so I was just like, "Yeah, I gotta
Oh,
do
damn.
this." And then doing that touring, they had did the Leaving Home album they did with this guy Kyle Odell, and then without doing the Once Around stuff, like Visions wouldn't be where we are today because we had Kyle Odell. We learned about who did Rebirth. We learned through the Once Around guys and stuff like that. But
we've had a blast with that.
yeah, but lots of like 5 shows a week. 2 of them get dropped because the promoter in that state like double booked. You know what I mean? And then you have no show for that day, no guarantee.
Mhm.
Like all of our touring has been very, very like bare bones. Nobody's coming out, and then we're playing in front of no like,
Mhm.
and trying to think our most
I
successful.
mean, we've had some fun, obviously. Not all has been bad.
I'd say like one show a week when we've done these is like, oh, this one's packed, like the locals draw
Yeah.
type shit. And
Or like
then-
they actually tried to put together like a cool show or something,
yeah. Or like sometimes like one of the guys we've worked with, Kevin Raslog from Sight Set North.
He's
Agency,
great.
He, if like a show gets dropped or like double booked in the middle of it, he'll like go to bat and like figure out like, wasn't that what happened? Was that Naperville? Or
Yeah, yes, it was because
Yeah,
our
we-
show, yeah, that's right.
yeah, there was like he'll be like, okay, I heard about this tour package. This didn't happen here. Like, okay, so we had a show get dropped like the day before, and then this dude figured out like, okay, these guys have nowhere to go. These guys are in the middle of the tour, have nowhere to go, and then ended up being like 6 bands in this basement. It was 156 Silence.
Yeah,
Us.
that's crazy that happened.
And then there was some like dad and his kids punk band that was on
Yeah.
tour, so they played too. And then
what was their
not the
name?
Northern, but it was some Canadian band,
like
like a big one.
Neck of the Woods.
Neck of the Woods.
I think that's what
That sounds like a Canadian band.
Yeah, dude.
Neck
It
of
was
the
like
Woods.
all these like actual C market like tour like packages, and then
Yep.
one tour package of like a DIY or die like punk band. Like this guy will do whatever he can to like make your date work out,
Mhm.
and he's the only real good booking.
Who was the
agent.
other guy? The other guy that was solo and he was talking to us outside.
It's like
No, he was solo. He was in a band.
at
Everyone was like,
Naperville.
yeah.
Oh, Q.
that's
Q from
yeah,
Cincinnati.
That's what I'm talking about.
Qbert. I don't know how to pronounce his last
What
name.
was his thing again?
It was like
The Obnoxious Boot.
yeah, the obnoxious.
That's what it
The
was.
obnoxious boot. Is that like his booking?
No,
That's
this
his
was a
name.
random guy on that show. Well, he's not random because he's a booking agent in Cincinnati, but he somehow ended up here. Like we're all here playing this show, and then out of nowhere, like this promoter from Cincinnati comes up, and he's like a cool dude, and we're like, "Q, what?" He's like, "I'm playing tonight, dude." Like this guy literally hit up this guy, and then he was like, "Fuck it, I'll be there." Drove from Cincinnati to play the show because our show got dropped. Like
Yep. That's right.
that, yeah. Kevin Raslog, you're the shit.
Yep, for real.
So you guys want to talk about Generation Disorder a little bit?
Definitely, that's.
So like, what was the process like when
Dude,
you're writing it?
So it was really so basically like we booked studio time with Josh Landry. Do you know who Low Spirit is?
I do not.
Shout out Low
That's
Spirit.
the guy that produced
Josh Landry,
Okay.
our
He-
godfather.
Yeah, we met him through when we did Rebirth. We worked with Kyle Odell, and he was there. He was working with Awake at Last after us, and I think that's how that worked out. I don't know if Josh sees this. Maybe you can clear it up how we got to meet you. But he,
I remember how we met him.
no, I know where we were and how
Oh,
we met
okay,
him, but
okay.
like the circumstances on how he was there. I think it was Awake at Last he was working on with after
Yes, that's what it
us,
was. Yes.
and he was just there in North Carolina. So like, Kyle kept calling him Jobs because he's like the
Jobs.
intern.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Shut
then
up, Jobs. However, that's how
yeah.
you say
So
it.
I saw this guy. Like I heard his stuff. Josh, he's worked with Motionless in White.
Okay.
I got that. But basically, we had all these like the stuff shelved, and like after we booked the studio time, like me and Max mostly like kind of hashed out like demos and stuff like that, and we just showed up kind of like with a blank slate. Like the way we work with Josh is like we start from the ground up, and we all put together our like playlist of bands that we were like inspired by. Like Loathe was a big inspiration for this one. Alpha
time,
Wolf
yeah.
a little bit, like the waiting room, that like flange lead that sits on top was like we were listening to Alpha Wolf trying to write like an Alpha Wolf song.
Yep.
And basically every day it was we spent a month in New Orleans from the morning till whenever we're done writing and tracking for the day. It would be me, Max Jordan, Justin, and Josh, and this guy Zach Keel from a band called Hollow City. Ever heard of him? We would
It's okay.
Zach Keel's a shit too.
He is. He helped. He helped with
He helped with my design.
my design. Yes.
But basically, we would pick a song for that day that we'd be like most inspired by, like elsewhere. We were trying to write like a two-way mirror kind of like song. So what we do is we just like throw that BPM up on the DAW and then play around in the key, just like guitars first. And every day it was just like me, Josh. It was pretty much just me and Josh with guitar riffs bouncing back and forth all the time because nobody else really played guitar. Max would hop in from time to time with the riffs.
Oops,
and then
I keep hitting this. My bad.
It's all
Put
good.
that here.
And then basically like guitars would get tracked out day one and the structure would be built up day one. And when everything was like fully built up, like each one of these songs instrumentally was like structured out and written from the ground up in one day, but we would like revert back to a demo of ours. Like it was a month straight every day of working on this. So we were all like, we like got an Airbnb in New Orleans and lived there for a month.
In the middle of a swamp.
Yeah. And
That was awesome.
That sounds awesome.
It was crazy. It was,
Yeah, like what you're talking about to me, like legitimately sounds like a dream.
Oh, it
Like,
felt like a dream, dude. It was
dude,
especially
$10,000, you can make your dream come true.
For real. No, but we got an Airbnb out there, and it was in the middle of I forgot what it was called. But either way,
It was Boot.
no, that was, I remember Boot, but no, it wasn't Boot.
We recorded in Metairie. If any
Metairie,
people
Louisiana.
from New Orleans, or it's like
I said it right. This
right
time.
outside of New Orleans.
But no, we got some Airbnb out there, and it was literally in the middle of a swamp. It felt like a dream. Imagine being out there in New Orleans.
It was
like,
a trailer
towards the end of Mardi Gras. Yeah, it was the trailer. Yeah.
where our neighbors had a fucking hog.
Yep,
that
there was a
a wild
yep.
boar that they captured, and they named it Bacon. And they were like, we're turning bacon into sausage.
That's right.
That's where we were. So
That's
that's like the mindset we were when we wrote Generation Disorder. That's
yeah.
why there's lots of like
awesome.
nasty flange leads and shit because we were in a disgusting swamp.
Oh yeah, and there was
like really
cockroaches.
cool to like know, like, because I've been like listening to your guys' record like on and off the past
Oh,
couple
thanks.
weeks.
Oh
like,
sweet, thanks man.
It's
Somebody's
cool to
gotta
know
listen
that
to
now
it.
that like it was like recorded and like written in that kind
That time period.
of yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's during that time, like Mardi Gras, and like just being there, like it was
It was a
it
super
was a
spreader
really weird
event
time.
in COVID when nobody knew COVID was.
Nobody
Literally exactly a month before COVID happened is when we got to New Orleans and we went to Mardi Gras first night because the first like 2 days we had nothing to do in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And then first day was with Zach Keel and the rest was with Josh. But then we literally went to a super spreader event and we
damn.
all got sick because I was the first one to go. If you look back at old videos and shit, I sound like I'm 90. And we were all deathly sick. We had zero clue what it was. So
Oh,
then,
He got it the worst.
yeah, at the end of that month ended up being the stay-at-home order. And we didn't even know we'd make it back from New Orleans to Milwaukee because we
Mhm.
didn't know how serious it was going to get.
Yeah.
So we were like, we might be stuck here.
Yeah, we
but-
didn't know if they had like border patrol or something. Like,
yeah.
not
Yeah.
letting people in or something. But
Yeah, but yeah, it was literally Contagion. Actually, that song
Contagion. Yeah.
originally was supposed to be like social media and how it's like a virus. And literally, the day I'm pretty sure we started writing that song was the toilet paper day. So then we kind of like that was like a perfect like a snapshot in time of like where we were in history when we wrote that song because it was that day was
Yeah, it
people are
was.
buying toilet paper. Oh shit, maybe we can like kind of personify this and like make it kind of this is what the song's about, but like it's written during COVID, but we didn't put it out like anytime close to the start of that, so that
No.
whole hype went away.
Definitely.
But
Hell
But
yeah.
either way, yeah, that was a good time. Like during the fucking like I don't know
yeah, it was
in the
day
swamp.
for the whole month straight. It would be. I'm pretty sure it was only like maybe one day off a week, and
Yeah.
it would be
We were there for 4 weeks.
guitars, fully track out guitars and fully finished structure of the song, and put
Oh
like,
man.
and then day 2 would be writing lyrics together and tracking vocals, and it would be us looping the chorus over and over until we figure out our hooks. And Josh kind of took us to boot camp for
I was
like
gonna
our
say.
song structure and our writing,
Yeah.
and then it was alternate days every single day until like the last couple days, and then it was drum tracking day.
Oof.
And dude, Max's hands were like bleeding.
He came back the next day. They were all taped up, Like
Oh,
his
damn.
hands were all blistered and bloodied. He took me to boot camp too, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like I tried so I've always been a live vocalist. That's
Yeah.
kind of always been my thing. Not so much a studio vocalist. So when I started doing this more professionally, going to like Josh Landry, he took my ass to boot camp here a little bit. But because he tried kind of messing around my voice and trying to see
Not my
what
tempo.
yeah, trying to what?
Whiplash.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking Whiplash reference. Fuck
Pretty,
yeah.
That's
But
how we were on him in the studio.
Oh, it was. I was getting really frustrated because like he was trying to get me to do just different vocal techniques and trying to do different things. Because I don't know if he like noticed too much, but on this new on Generation Disorder, it's more of like a yell that I do, like for the screams. Like
Trying
it's
to
more
pull
like
out character vocals and stuff like that.
yeah, more like character vocals and like just more so yelling. But it's
Mhm.
also it sounds like how I would still do it live, which is really freaking cool. Thankfully, I can do my live vocals and still have it sound like the studio vocals. But because the studio vocals, I'll pull them out every once in a while. I'm just not as polished with them.
Yeah, because
It
we
was
pushed
just-
them so hard that like there were certain parts like on like the My Design chorus and stuff where like we would just capture that aggression and like the tone and then just
Yeah.
pitch shift it up. You know what I mean, to make it hit.
Yep.
Yeah.
No
That's,
shame.
we do similar stuff when we're tracking for Zeal stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. You got to be able to like, a lot of everything we've ever written. It's like we got to learn these songs after the fact and learn how to like do them again. It's
Yep.
just like
And like I
You
was
gotta
learning
push.
a lot. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you're good.
I was saying like because Josh had who was that band on that he had on FaceTime or the vocalist of the
Adalia.
Adalia? Yes, remember Adalia?
Mm-hmm.
So he
He was on a ski trip and he was teaching Justin how to do vocals while he's on FaceTime.
Yeah, yeah, for real. Like he was on a ski trip. He was like, "Well, first you just have to do the alphabet, but jump up and down when you do it while doing a low." I'm like,
Yeah, he was like, have you ever, you take shit and you push and it's just like your teeth are clenched and you're still like pushing and you push so hard that like sound comes out of your mouth. He's like, do that.
yeah, yeah. So like any of those like low growly parts, that's where I learned it from, I guess. So that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Shout out vocals of Adalia.
Yeah, for real. So I don't know. And when I was in that studio, like I was learning a lot. Let me tell you, it was not easy, but I'm really glad with how, or happy, I should say, with how it all came out. So
Yeah. You guys definitely should be proud of that because it's like an awesome sounding record and like
thanks, dude.
like it's
real.
like I didn't admittedly haven't like listened to it really.
That's
I
okay.
listened to like your like singles that you put out, but I listened to it like fully like once we like were talking about doing the interview and stuff,
Cool.
and it's like I've been blown away with it.
Wow.
So.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
thanks, dude.
Yeah, dude, our marketing game is so whack, and especially for
Yeah.
this record, like we like completely bailed on a like full marketing plan that we had, and it's like we know for a fact it's just like we take no like shame when people are like, oh yeah, like I didn't really like hear it, and then I saw you guys and it was great. It's like, well, it's a great compliment because like we really didn't make it easy to make it easily accessible to you. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
didn't
And
you
we're
guys, like,
sorry
take-
for that?
Didn't you? Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Did you guys like take like a hiatus for a little bit? 'Cause I
Kinda.
feel like there was like years where I didn't see anything from you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was us just sitting because it was Rebirth, and then after Rebirth, it's like we've been a band that like our lineup changes. We've had so many, and it's just because like we've really got like good at noticing when somebody's not like there to do exactly like what the whole vision for the band is, and they're not ready to tour. They're not ready to like be broke as shit and like give up their life, and it's like we don't want to fuck anybody's life up. So like we're totally cool with being that band that just has pretty much like people coming in and out to be like part of the team while we like keep things moving so things move kind of slow when you function like that because there's no promise in being in this band. Like everybody that's played in this band, it's like we're not like really a profitable band. We aren't touring like 7 months out of the year. We don't have great, like we can't ask for more than like $200 for a guarantee on all the tours that we're booking. So it's like we don't want anybody else to like lock in and then blame us when like they feel like they're set back in their life and when they decide it's not for them. So things kind of move like slowly for us once in a while, and it was between like Rebirth and Generation Disorder where we got a lineup that we were like me, Max, and Justin, and we were like gonna move forward and all right, we're set now. It's time to like hit the gas. And then Generation Disorder, we tracked it, recorded it, got it all finished, and then COVID, like that was a huge thing to us because then we had a guy step in. He was like, "Oh, I'll help like manage you guys," and he has like affiliation with like Pelcore Records and stuff like that. So we were like, "This guy's gonna like really help us," and he suggested the rebrand, and so it took forever for us to figure out what we were gonna do because he wasn't like anything. We were coming up with names, and so we sat on Generation Disorder for like 2 years, like didn't do anything.
So it
And
was.
I had been playing in like After Hour Animals and stuff like that too. So like we were still like doing stuff. Like I'm always like playing, like whether it's filling in for whoever. But yeah, that was really COVID and losing like a core member was like the big thing for us for
Yep.
not moving forward. And
Pretty much, yeah, because it was ready by April 2020, I think it was, or May, and then,
we got there in February,
yep, and then
and
we
then
left in
of
March.
20, what was it, 2020?
It was 2020, yep, and then we waited till March of 2022 to drop it. But during that time, yeah, a lot of crazy stuff did happen, because we all ended up getting a house together, which was,
Yeah, we were going balls to the wall, like this is it, like sign, like obviously me and Justin, the whole time the band's been a thing, like we've been sleeping on floors and trying to make it work even though it's not really profitable yet. But that was the moment we were like, we're gonna move in together. This is gonna be you live, eat, and breathe like this. Like we wanted to push like Henry Rollins and Black Flag type shit, and
yeah,
that ended up making us lose members kind of before we even started with rolling out with the
because there was no
Generation Disorder
shows
stuff.
happening, nothing was going on, so we were just constantly just kind of being like, what's next? What should we be doing right now? That's kind of how the whole rebrand kind of came about, because we had so much time to just sit and waste and just kind of think about what we can do next. And High Council became a thing, and it was me, Chase, Max, and our bass player at the time that
Jordan.
helped write Generation Disorder with us.
Yeah,
His
it was
name's
me,
Jordan.
Max, Jordan, Justin,
Yep.
Josh, and Zach Keel.
Yep, Jordan was my best friend growing up. He kind of joined the band because he'd had like a little solo project, and and then kind of we all just got a house together, and it was great for a while, but then just
Yeah, nothing was happening.
Nothing
We
was
weren't
going on.
agreeing on anything, and like there were like Max and Jordan kind of had like existential crises where like they ended up kind of like going their own path. Like
Mhm.
Max originally was like, I'm gonna study astrophysics.
Astronomy, I think it was?
Astrophysics.
Oh, astrophysics.
Oh damn.
And yeah, now he's on to a new venture. But then Jordan, he's like into real estate, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he pretty much bought the house and rents it out, and I think he works for We Energies now.
Yeah, so like while we're all trying to like figure out what we're doing now for our marketing stuff because we like didn't do the whole rebrand that we spent all this time on, it's like that kind of led to us just stressing and yeah, dude, it just led to so much time that we wasted, and that's like the big thing about us and our like mission, and like the band name is like a whole thing about not like
Yeah.
wasting
And
time.
and honestly, the whole time, for the record, my heart has always been in these fading visions. So when we had the whole rebrand thing, like I was still trying to come to grasp with the whole name change, and I know he felt the same way. But
There
it was
was
like an
lots of, like,
unspoken thing.
Crying like meetings of us getting together, hashing out names and stuff, and like yeah, it was like extremely emotional for like
I hated it. I fucking hated it.
we're both
dude.
cancers, so
Yeah. Yeah. It was a great time, but like, yeah, I don't know.
it just feels
It was
like
yeah.
obviously you should always look back and be like if you look back and you're just stoked on everything that's ever happened, you're
We've had fun.
possibly psychotic. You know what I mean? You
Well,
gotta regret some
absolutely.
shit.
We could go on and on about stories of us. But you already know that.
Yeah. But yeah, so now we're kind of here, still trying to push those songs, but at the same time,
trying to write new stuff.
we have actually a lot of new stuff.
Yeah.
So, you guys want to talk about your new stuff you got working?
Sure.
Yeah, we
Go
can
ahead.
get into it.
I do want to say that the stuff you guys sent me a track. And that shit is like wild.
Yeah, I know.
It was completely unexpected.
It's different. He wrote it with Spencer.
Well, Spencer wrote the Black Recluse, and then we have like a ton of like. That's just the working title, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it's just a working title.
But we have a bunch of like shelved stuff. But actually, next weekend, next Saturday, we're going out to retrack that and rewrite some stuff and restructure some stuff, and then within the next like week to 2 weeks, like after that, we should be like ready to like roll out with like all the like video stuff and like marketing stuff, all the shelved content for that song. So yeah, literally within the next few weeks, we're putting out our first song in over like how long now? 4 years? Well, no, okay, not 4 years.
2 years now.
Writing stuff, it's in 4 years.
Writing
Generation Disorder.
So it's a lot. Yeah. I would say it's a lot different than Generation Disorder.
Yeah, I mean, from
what inspiration are you guys drawn from for this new stuff?
New stuff, 100%. Like, it's a really weird combination of stuff, but like Kim Dracula and like Alpha Wolf and like still Motley Crue. Like, it's, you heard it, so you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's.
But I
but
mean,
still having that grit, and still having.
Yeah, because we're actually really pissed off now more than.
Oh, we're
getting
boys,
old.
but we're holding it in right now.
Well, not like old, but like we feel. I mean, it's almost a decade into like
you
really
calling me
trying.
old?
Now I'm calling us old. But like my bones hurt and shit, so like we're writing way more fight riffs now, but still trying to kind of not really pay attention to structure with this new stuff. I mean, some of it's gonna be structured because like we want to pitch maybe a radio campaign or something for one of the singles, but yeah, Kim Dracula, Alpha Wolf, Motley Crue, Avenged Sevenfold, like all the bands you think we're gonna say are still relevant to the direction of like the new stuff.
And there's a lot of Bring Me inspired stuff too.
Yeah, insert any metalcore band that
much.
is kind of groundbreaking and has been trailblazing at some point in time. Like we're just really trying to jam as much of our inspirations are like in as we can with these next songs. And where Spencer had Wrath Stars from Once Around. He's been my boy. We go back forever. We're puppy brothers, dude.
He's my twin.
Yeah, but he's
twin.
done a lot. Like I've filled in for Once Around a bunch and covered their ass, and they've covered Vision's ass more times than we can count with filling in. And Spencer's, he's now also playing in Wild Street, like that 90s. Were they not? No, they were early 2000s. That's when they were hitting their
2000s, definitely not 90s.
That's when they were on like Jimmy Kimmel or something like that.
They were on Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah, well, Eric was. I saw a video that Spencer showed me. It didn't even have anything to do with the band. I don't think it was like a hair video because he's got crazy hair.
Yeah,
but,
he does.
Yeah, so me and Spencer are writing a lot of the new stuff. We've been shelving a bunch of stuff, and like as far as like lyrics go and like the content, like what the songs are about, it's like we're all kind of going at it, and it's very like we want to call like one of the new EPs "Wasted Youth" because it's very like we're getting old still, and we still kind of just feel like time is always running out too quickly. You know what I mean? So like we're just trying to fit in as much as we can and make things as crazy as possible, and try not to be so generic because every time I listen to anything I've ever written, I feel like it's very generic, and I feel like you should feel that way. You know what I mean? You should always feel like your last shit that you did is gonna be dwarfed by your new shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Like if you don't feel like that, then like, you know, I feel like you're not getting any better as a writer.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
You're
That's
your
true
own
for
worst
sure.
critic, brother. You know.
But yeah, honestly, Kim Dracula is my number one. What would you say your like the style that like for writing and stuff that you've been?
Well, I really like Currents right now. I'm really into Currents, so I like the way that they're doing things. Like, so I'm still a nostalgia boy. I'm still stuck in the 2010s, but like I still also try to keep up with like everything that's new. But I don't know, really. Like Currents I like a lot. Like the new Counterparts record is kind of crazy. Um Alf Wolf definitely for vocal styles. And the way the way they bring it, like I don't know. I definitely am trying to like do some shit like that. So
He's just gonna be pissed off. Is what he's trying
pretty
to say.
pissed off. But I still want to bring like the pretty choruses. I want to still bring like the pretty, you know, the pretty sprinkles of stuff.
Yeah, and like anthemy choruses and shit, because he's still like kind of a raspy rock singer. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of that, but like he's like really getting aggressive with like his
Yeah,
screaming and
yeah. I want to get like. I tell him all the time. I want to like get heavier. I want to get crazier. Like I
yeah. Every time I shoot him anything, like he like sits on it for a minute. He's like, "That's so cool." And then like a couple weeks later, we're sitting on it. He's like, "We gotta write some heavier shit."
I mean,
I'm
obviously,
trying.
I love it. I love the news demos. It's just, yeah, when you're an angry, screamy boy, it's like one of those things where you just like got to get it out, you know. And especially like with the heavy shit, it gives me more of a chance to like do those like fucking I don't know. It has definitely been more powerful lately, I would say. Like our last show at the Color Morale, like definitely felt great. So
Did
I actually kind of wanted to go back to a little bit of the generation disorder stuff. But I wanted to ask you guys what each of your favorite song was on that record and why.
Well, honestly, like I think Contagion's like my funnest one to listen to because it's the most like off of Generation Disorder. I think it's the one that kind of you don't expect to be on that record because it's very like rock anthemy driven, kind of like. And the most fun one to play is "Let Me Out," like 100%. So, we kind of do like for Rebirth, like our heavy song was "Demon." That was like the 2 minute one, you know what I mean? And "Let Me Out" was kind of like revisiting that, and we kind of want to still do that for like our package releases, is like have that one real quick like hitter. So that one's always the best one to play live. But the best song that was the most fun to write and listen to is Contagion for me, 100%.
to play or just in general?
Both, do both.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you got a different one for both, then
So initially, when the record was out, you know, when we first got it back, I think my favorite song, like my personal favorite at the time, I had two, and neither of them were heavy. One of them was "Love Is Red," because like I poured my soul on that one out. Like that one is like that one I poured my soul out, and "Elsewhere," those two those two were definitely like yeah. But anyways, let's go back to the question. "Love Is Red." was like a personal favorite, and The Circle was another personal favorite. So I had those two. And then to play live, I like playing Let Me Out. Let Me Out is always a good one. Let Me Out's hype. And Someone Like Me is also really fun to play.
So that's half the record.
Yeah, Someone Like Me is also really fun to play, but it's also insanely hard to do.
yeah.
It's probably the most hard song to play, challenging for me to
Yeah,
do.
because you do that like yell sing.
Yeah, the
thing
yelly
that-
singing.
Yeah.
That was it's. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do it. You know, we're
Yeah,
all out
'cause
here trying to do
the
different
record,
shit.
you know, it's different because you pitch shift it into place, and it's like him trying to do it like live.
Yeah,
He,
no
like,
shame in admitting that you can't do something live that you did on the record.
Yeah, you gotta be transparent.
Hey, have you ever listened to like? Are you a fan of Era at all?
Oh yeah, dude, 100%.
Yeah, my girlfriend is that's her favorite
Dream
band.
Catcher, is that
Have you
them?
ever watched them play live? Jesse like does struggle to like hit those high notes
I was wa-
sometimes.
yeah,
So it's
watching
like, you
some
know
shit.
what? He's like at the top of his game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't beat yourself.
No,
up
yeah,
with-
that's why I try to bring like that I don't know, I hate to say it, but like that 80s style of vocals, and like I kind of hit it with the the I wanna know, and then I do the fucking raspy shit. But on the record, it's more of a clean,
Yeah, because the
angelic
note he was
thing.
hitting wasn't exactly on. It was like the character and the aggression in the vocal that you capture. You're a producer, you know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
So you just
Yep.
you throw that on the grid and then you pitch it into place, and like that's how we push ourselves on the Generation Disorder record for the vocals. It's like a lot of pushing that kind of stuff to like recreate live.
yep.
Mhm.
And I also, it's also like how I'm trying to figure out how to like the best way to do it to transition, because there's a lot of transitioning being the only vocalist up there. So it's like screaming to singing. You're just trying to figure out what can work here, what can work there,
Mhm.
and like that was kind of what I came down to. The easiest way for me to do it with the cleans, but it's always like the first chorus too. I'm like, damn it, fuck. It's always the first chorus, and then I'm usually good by the third. But but then I'm just like, damn it, why couldn't you just do it the first time? So it's the struggle's still there, but we're musicians, aren't we?
It's just putting
Yep.
in reps, practice.
Mhm.
Pretty
like-
much.
Even though we
Nobody's
put in
perfect.
the reps, you still.
Yeah, my I actually had like two that I wrote down on here that were my favorites on the record, and it's Someone Like Me is one of my favorites,
Sweet.
and Contagion was my other.
Really?
favorite. Yeah.
Nice. Wow. That's actually surprising. Well, it is a little
I
surprising.
always feel like a black sheep.
Well, I
for
wrote
liking
here.
that
I
song.
wrote Contagion is so different and it's awesome and I love it.
That's awesome. That's sweet.
Yeah, dude, we're fucking same wave.
That's
100%
cool.
on that one.
Do you know that little thing at the end of Contagion where it's like a weird little voice or something?
Yeah.
It's a manipulated file from. It's a sample from Splice where we found like a. Dude, there's a lot of manipulated samples on Generation Disorder you would never guess. Like the circle. Or no, sorry, not the circle. So Contagion, the end to the
Yeah.
back half of like the breakdown. There's a sample that's just kind of. You wouldn't be able to guess it, but like Josh made like a sex noise in the studio.
Yeah.
Like he moaned and then he
moaned.
like verbed the shit out of it and like tucked it in the mix and like pitch shifted it to like work as a sample. We did a fuck ton of shit. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
We did a
fine.
lot of stuff like that.
Oh yeah, we probably
Where
been
we
swearing
just-
a lot. I'm so sorry.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's straight.
Oh,
I'm
man.
not bad about it.
All right, cool.
I'm sorry if the
Sorry.
people of YouTube watching this are sailor
We're
mouths.
fucking metalheads, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Oh no.
But yeah, Contagion at the end, that little part that just kind of sounds like jumbo. It's like we found a sample on Splice that was, I think it says your soul shall make a sufficient sacrifice. And
Yep.
we shifted it, like gained it out and like chopped it up. And
Yep.
yeah, we like talk a lot of stuff like that.
We got that idea
That's
from
cool.
Loathe. Because are you a fan of Loathe?
I've listened to them, yeah.
And
And I saw them once at the rave and they kick ass live for sure.
Yeah, dude, I'd like literally, I'm the guy that always like studies like live sets on YouTube and like dissects. Like I've seen Loathe probably like 100 million times and I've never seen him live. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I know
I tried
exactly.
getting you to come with me at when they played X-Ray.
X-Ray, what was
That
I
was
doing?
awesome.
Can't
Yeah.
remember. What was I doing?
Who the fuck knows?
I don't know.
You're sorry.
What
But
were you gonna say about Loathe though?
one of the songs they do that. So you can
Yeah.
hear like you could trace a lot of the stuff from Generation Disorder back to like where we heard it. Like Loathe is a
Yep.
huge influence for
Yeah.
Generation Disorder. We actually had Josh in the studio when we were like structuring shit out. Like we'd get carried away with like a riff that we're like, okay, like especially Let Me Out, that song we had to pull back like 30 times. Josh had to be like, stop trying to sound like Loathe. Like you can't be Loathe. Like
Yep. And I remember Elsewhere. So I had to do
it's
Elsewhere.
the only song not in 4/4 on the whole entire record. 3/4. It's the only one.
Thanks.
Anyways, continue.
So so Elsewhere, Max was doing, I think, his drum parts that day. So he wasn't in the studio with us. And Elsewhere was the song that he was like his song. Like it was his song.
Elsewhere, like the lyrics are, it's a Max 100%.
Yeah, like it was more so projecting his life and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I made it my job to like really bring that, vision for him. And no pun intended, but he came in the studio the next day and
He was
didn't
like
like it. He was like, redo it. I was like, what?
Yeah, he like does this thing where like pauses for a second before he says anything, and he's just like he means what he's about to say, and he's like, "Dude, you didn't do what I wanted you to do on this." And then it was like a battle, like trying to
like, "Are
get
you
Justin to
serious?"
do what Max, and then at the very end of it, he's like literally in tears, like, "Thank you."
Yeah.
like, for-
So it was good that, we went back in and did it, because I don't even remember what the first one sounded like, but I know it was.
there
yeah.
wasn't a lot of character in his vocals. He
Right,
wasn't feeling
yeah,
it that
so
day.
it
He
was-
was also sick too. He was like
Stuff
downing
yeah.
gallons of throat coat.
Oh yeah. So
Oh,
were you guys
man.
like recording like with COVID and you guys didn't
Yeah.
even know?
I don't know
Yep.
if I had COVID, but he might have definitely had it. 'Cause
Everybody
he
was
was snoring
coughing
like a gorilla.
Max. Well, I have
On
a
the couch,
deviated
dude.
septum, so that's why I snore.
Well,
But I can.
worse than
I'll find you
usual.
videos, dude. I'll show you. Like, there's this one video where like we picked up a snapping turtle that was
Oh,
like
yeah.
in the road because we were trying to get to the studio, and it was just. And then Jordan gets out to grab it, and then you hear me in the video. I'm like, oh, it's a snapping bitch. Like we were all super sick, and then right before we got there, Josh was sick with it. We think, but like nobody knew it was
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And then so he like stayed away from us the first like couple days. We went with Zach Keel to work on stuff because he was so sick. And then we get there, and then I get sick, and then Max gets sick, and you got sick. You were raspy and coughing. I remember you were down in throat coat, and you
I
like,
did have a lot of throat coat. Yes.
yeah, you couldn't like pull certain like notes. And yeah, dude, like that whole record, I was like, that was the only month in my life since I started smoking cigarettes that I didn't smoke cigarettes because I couldn't smoke cigarettes.
Oh damn.
That's how like fucked up we
And
were.
this man smokes his cigarettes.
A pack a day, dude. Cowboy Killers.
I used to be on that shit too.
Do you vape now?
I just bought a vape today
Dude, that's kind of trippy.
and I've been trying to quit, but I've been craving it hard lately. So I kind of broke today.
You got
I broke vape sobriety.
Shame.
I know.
We're gonna go to VA, do Vapes Anonymous. We'll get you cleaned up.
Shit.
So, did you bring a guitar at all?
Oh, actually, no.
Oh, that's fine.
Um,
What kind of guitars are you using lately?
well,
'Cause in some of the videos you post, you got some cool stuff. It looks like.
yeah. Well, I've been like ripping Max's or not Max's Spencer whenever he fills in for Visions. I've been ripping his BC Rich, but my like main guitar is a Sub-Zero Rogue, which is like a small company, and I think like the UK somewhere. But Loathe, back to Loathe again. They play like they layer like the baritone, like the Squire Strat. You know which one I'm talking about? Like the one baritone like guitar, like the one guitar Squire has. It's like real fucking solid. And Sub-Zero, we heard about this brand that like made pretty much the same thing, and I'm pretty sure like endorsed Loathe, or Max actually like showed me them because he got one of the baritone models, and then I was looking into their stuff, and it's like they're a real small company, so like they're really reasonably priced. And then I just got the Sub-Zero Rogue. It's like that seafoam green one. Everything's stock on it. I don't even know what the actual like pickups are, but it's all stock from Seymour Duncan. And then the Gretsch, I use that for the drop D stuff, which you wouldn't guess, but like a lot of Generation Disorder is drop D, just like with the October. So like that thing is set up in drop D. And then yeah, for the Sub-Zero Rogue, I do for all like we have 2 songs in drop F sharp on Generation Disorder. Love is Red is an open C. So like I play that guitar in C, and then with the drop pedal, like drop it. I think it's like 7 semitones or 5 semitones, a ridiculous amount of semitones to get to drop F sharp. But honestly, moving forward, I want to switch up. I want to like get something new. I don't know what though, because I'm still just like I'm not a real big like gear dude. You know what I mean? I'm just like a
Yeah.
rider, and then whatever gets the job done. But and as of right now, it's the Sub-Zero Rogue model.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, do you have anything set up in like drop D or close to it?
He'd love to
Absolutely not.
I was gonna say, yeah, like
You would
fat
love
chance you're kind of a gent machine. Dude.
Yeah.
He would love to
I
shred
have
for you though.
3 7-strings.
Uh,
I mean, I have that Squire over there. That thing's kind of shitty though. I don't even know if the input jack works on it.
yeah, honestly, because like when you ask for like the you want to bring your guitar or whatever, I'm like, ooh, like Spencer's not here. I can't use that BC Rich. I'm not gonna show up and play like an actual like recording of something. But I mean, the covers like I've been posting out on my personal page, like put out like an August Burns Red one, like an Every Time I Die one. Those ones were all recorded with the Sub-Zero Rogue, and it sounds decent. I just run it through that Ben Bruce plugin. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
the JST.
Yeah, that's like where the tone comes from with that, and then use that for all my demos and stuff. I also use the STL, the Emissary. You know that one? Like the free.
I know STL.
They got Emissary, and then it's paired with the like NADR, like the IRs. I like double those up for like my tone, and then live it's the Pod HD Pro, the John Brown tone.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I'm very, very cheap and very, very like minimalist because I try to like make my rig work like as cheap as possible. You know what I mean? But one of these days, I gotta definitely do a payment plan and get a Kemper. Like, but moving
Dude,
forward,
honestly, coming from somebody who owns a Kemper, get a fucking. If you're gonna get a Kemper, just get the neural one. Get
the quad Cortex.
The quad.
Yeah, because
Quads. Because also another thing that I just learned about the quad is that like you can run. Holy crap! Sorry, that started freaking out. You can run both. Like you can run 2 separate like patches off of it. Like you can run guitar and bass, or guitar and another guitar.
I actually didn't know that.
And you can also it's like set up to where you can actually like set up like MIDI patch changes.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
it'll work for both of them. Like even though they're separate, you can like set them up to separate MIDI tracks and shit.
That's kind of crazy, dude. Yeah, because like now that I'm like, okay, I'll get the Kemper. Now it's like the quad Cortex is like the next standard. You know what I mean? It's like every time you catch up to what the standard is, there's a new standard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the Kemper's been a thing. What now? Like 5 years? It's
Even
been like
longer than they've been around for like 10+ years. I feel like.
Yeah, but as far as like seeing every single band that
that's
rolls
true.
up, it's been
That's true.
within the decade for sure. But yeah, because I remember before that was Axe Effects, and that's where like everybody had an Axe Effects, and like I came up with that's when the Axe Effects was the thing. I was still tube. I was a 6505 plus guy, and then switched to digital, and now I have like a diamond in the rough digital like preamp, and it's that rack mount is like so underrated. It's like $350 you can find it for, and like I'm super happy with my tone live. But yeah, next thing is a payment plan, getting a Kemper.
Fuck yeah, guys. So there's some audience questions. We had one on a post, and then there's a bunch that you guys had.
Yeah.
So Mikey Stripling asks, any pre-show rituals, and who can do the most push-ups in the band?
My boy
Cigarettes
Mikey.
and stretching for me. Like like every single show like I play, I get nervous, and it's the whole day, the whole week, the whole whatever. It's coming, I don't care, we'll be fine. And then it's always like the band before you like is 15 minutes away from the end of their set, and it's just like, oh shit, I'm about to play a show, like I'm terrified. So then I go calm down and smoke as many cigarettes as possible, and simultaneously like stretching out fingers, and then after I stretch out my fingers, I shake them out, and then I stretch out my hand or my arms and stuff and legs and do like light calisthenics. I don't know if you even call that because it's just like shaking my body out. And like I have this thing I did when I wrestled like my whole life up until like I discovered breakdowns and shit like that. I wanted to join a band. I was like an athlete, and my thing I did was with wrestling was like warming up before a set. I would like hit my thighs to like get me moving, get the blood flowing, and like I do that. Like I kind of pace and just like kind of act like I'm about to wrestle a match. It's kind of weird, but that's my rituals. And in my prime, I would squash this dude in push-ups, but I'm way overweight now, and he could probably kick my ass in push-ups.
I don't know.
But what do you do?
What?
I've never watched
pre-show rituals. Pretty much just get in the zone. There's really no way to explain it. I don't really do much vocal warm-ups. I do kind of on my own, but like not like how a normal vocal warm-up should go. I probably should, but I don't because I'm just like ready to fucking go. I'm amped. I'm just like.
I remember your ritual used to be one beer and one beer only.
That is true. I do like to drink a beer before I go on stage. Yeah, just one. I don't like to do anything else. I just like to get just loosen up a little bit, and just get ready to put on a fucking show.
He likes to be hard to find. That's for sure.
That is true. Yes.
I can't tell you how many times it's like. Literally, we get everything on stage, and they're like running line check, and I'm like, "Where's Justin?" And then I get on the mic that he's supposed to be checking at that moment, and I'm like, "Hollywood, where are you?" And then you just see Justin running like with a water in his hand. I was getting waters. Dude, that's what he does before shows. Get lost.
Thanks.
Pretty
much. It's funny.
What song, I guess, out of your catalog was the most challenging to write and record?
Technically, by technicality, Kruger being like an OG because it's got 15 to 45. It's got 5 tempo changes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And other than that, honestly, simply because of that reason, because I mean, everything we write is like a lot of the guitar riffs are like Frankenstein together, to like if we want to come up with something intricate. So, like the writing and recording, it's like I never really noticed like, oh, this is like harder to write and track, but if like I had to pick one that was like your answer is a whole different story because me, I'm just moving my fucking fingers and,
yep.
But yeah, Kruger, because goes from like 115 to 145 back to 115 back to like some really random one like 110. I can't remember. I have to pull up the session to like see the tempo change markers. But
can you repeat the question again, just one more time?
What song was the most challenging to write and record?
To write and record. So I'm gonna go with honestly, Reaching New Heights was not that hard to do at all. Like Reaching New Heights was not that hard. I don't remember struggling at all with that. But with Rebirth, when we started doing that, is when we started doing more professional stuff, and with Kyle Odell, I mean, and our first song we did was Self Defense, and Self Defense I still struggle with kind of in a way, but that was like the first song that like. I kind of struggled keeping up with. And same with Demon. Demon was also like the first song that I was ever like really letting my screams shine, besides Kruger. But I'm saying with Demon, it was just like, I don't know, it was way more fast paced and it was just nonstop in your face. Hey, that rhymed.
The cadence is really, the cadence throws him off on like the verse for Self Defense.
Yeah, the 2 verses on Self Defense. It's just a really awkward, like, it's just a
like
weird
the snare and like it messes up his time. It like sometimes live, like he'll trip over the cadence.
Yeah,
because just the.
What
about Sincerely Yours? Do you
one
think
thing we're good at is recovering. What?
Oh yeah, dude. Speaking of recovering, I've broken a string in front of 3,000 people, and had to hurry behind a scrim to like figure out how to make it work because I didn't have an extra. Like I've fucked up in front of that.
Oh yeah.
So like every time we fucked up since.
There's videos. There's a video of you dropping your pick right before the self-defense breakdown.
You're talking about vaudeville.
Vaudeville Muse, yes.
Famous last words.
Yep. We were opening for Famous Last Words, and right because it was such a the build up for, I don't know if you know the song Self Defense, but it's a build up for the breakdown. And like I do my thing, and then Chase is like, "Here we go!" And he drops his pick right when he's supposed to play his first.
What that was, I did a spin move, and I pulled my
Oh.
input jack out of my amp.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's what it was. You didn't drop your pick. Yeah, your thing came out. That's
yeah,
right.
so like within like one measure, I like sprinted over, threw it in, and came back on like the next measure. It was
Yep,
fucking
yep.
sick.
I'm just
That's
gonna
cool.
make a vow to cancel spin moves because spin moves. There's you're trying to look cool, but man, shit gets fucked up when you try to do spin moves.
Dude,
dude.
I have to
real?
focus so hard. Like,
No, you guys want to hear a story?
Yeah,
okay, it's
definitely.
actually that the light blue guitar right there
Oh yeah.
on the. Did you guys see the Rediscover music video?
yeah.
So if you notice, there's
Wait, real
Part-
quick, was that Eddie Coran?
yeah, it was.
He killed it.
Dude, yeah, he's insane. I actually want to get him on the podcast too, but if you look,
Boy.
if you notice, if you look at the guitars that I'm playing in that song, like when we're in like doing like our indoor shots, like I'm using a completely different guitar. That's because before we started filming the indoor shots, I was like trying to be all cool. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do one of those cool ass guitar spins.
Oh yeah.
Flip my guitar around. And I'm
Hell
gonna
yeah.
practice a couple times. I did it once and I was like, yeah, that was cool. And then I did it again, and then the whole fucking strap lock like blew
Oh,
out of the
oh,
guitar,
no.
and my whole guitar went
I
flying.
knew it was coming.
It went flying across the warehouse, and I was just like,
Through a window.
I just like, I think I actually screamed. I was like, no. But and then after that, I was just like,
Went from 7 strings to
That's
none,
funny.
dude.
Yeah.
Can't even find them.
That is funny.
it was gnarly.
I don't think we've ever had anything like that.
Oh, I've definitely had like the strap, like the screw pull out. Like I remember when we opened for Wicked World for their like EP thing.
Yeah.
We so like the song, like the set starts and I was getting no signal, and I like took the whole first song to figure out why I wasn't getting signal, and it was my noise suppressor pedal was like engaged. So like that's all it was. So like I spent this whole time like unplugging shit and plugging it back in. Immediately after that is when the same shit happened to me, and it pulled like the screw out. So like it like fell straight to the ground, and I was just, God damn it. And yeah, dude, I freaked out, and then like immediately after the set, I was so pissed. I just like literally pulled my strap. Like I had a Schecter Diamond series. It wasn't like a good guitar or nothing, so I didn't give a shit. But yeah, I like right after the set, I literally like took my strap and pulled it, and like yeah, those screws came out at like both ends, and I just like threw it against the wall and like stormed off stage. So dude, yeah, that's the most frustrating shit to happen.
Yep.
This one was kind of funny. If you had to give each other a stage name, what would it be?
Oh no.
Yeah, not the Crash Bandicoot guy, but
Thanks, dude.
who's that? You'd be something Rollins for sure, because you're a big WWE kind of. Who's your guy? Jeff Hardy?
Yeah.
It would have to be something like within that realm. He's like a very like he actually pursued like the professional wrestling thing.
Yeah, I actually did for like 3 months. I
Really?
just wanted to see what it was like just to train. Yeah. And it was actually really fun and kind of challenging. That takes a lot on your body, and it was actually kind of
Yeah, the
fun to
fact
do.
that those guys do like, they do what like almost like
tons. They just
Yeah,
never
it's-
have it done. They don't have days off.
yeah.
Like
they
they're
probably do like 3-a-day conditioning and like
yeah. It takes a whole nother breed to do that stuff. So it was fun. You know, I was able to keep up with it a little bit, but it was Definitely challenging.
What was your wrestling name?
Well, no, I didn't. I didn't get that far.
Oh, you didn't
I didn't
get
get
that
that far. No, I only worked security at an event once, and that was pretty
okay.
much. That's pretty much as far as I got. But
Yeah, he
no,
pretty much got the free trial and
the
dipped.
free
He's
trial
like,
and dipped. Yep, that's pretty.
I'm a rock singer.
Yeah, no, yeah,
I don't do this shit.
yeah, yeah. And that was during like COVID too. So I was like, that was
Yeah,
probably my
Justin Hardy. We'll go with that.
Justin
Justin Hardy.
Hardy.
Justin Hardy. Now what's mine? Borf.
No. Hmm.
Off the dome. Let's go.
Can't even think. I'm thinking of something that has to do with Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh, I actually came up with a stage name one time in my life and thought it was sick because I grew up with Avenged Sevenfold and like the stage names. And Sinister Gates and I have the same birthday and shit. And I was just like, I remember one day I was like, if I had a stage name, it would be like Chase Dreams or something like that.
Chase
Chase
Dreams.
Dreams. Chase Dreams.
Chase dreams from these fading visions. I feel like that would
That's
work.
kind of cool, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Chase Skrilla.
Let's go with Chase Warsnop.
Yeah, Justin, his like high school friends say I look like
Dude,
him,
you
but I
do.
don't.
I didn't notice until he said that, but like, holy shit, you do.
That's me, dude. I'm Danny.
No, I'm sure I could think of another a better one, but because
I've
there's
also-
many nicknames I've given this kid over the years for sure.
Also, I've been compared to like when I'm Babyface, the guitar player from Wage War. Like,
oh yeah,
oh,
the
yeah, I
singer,
can
the
see that.
singer.
yeah, because we have like the same body type where we have like dad bods. You know what I mean? But it's not like full on. It's like early onset. Yeah.
Early onset dad bod.
Yeah, like I don't have a kid or nothing, but like it's in my cards for sure. It's gonna happen at some point.
So if you guys, now we're getting into the fun question.
All right,
If
bring
you
it
guys,
on.
If
These
you
are
guys
all
were
fun
stranded
questions.
on a desert island, who would get eaten first?
I think I
Chase.
would, because
Chase
they
would
would
get
attack me for like anything that's like looking to eat.
Well, let's look of like think of like just like the whole band, I guess. Instead of if you guys were all stranded.
Hey,
Here, we'll
How's it
we'll,
going?
we'll say right now it's me, you, Delaney, and Spencer. I'm getting eaten first.
okay. Yeah, you're good. Me and Delaney would probably, well, Spencer, well, no, actually, Delaney and I would probably set up shop somewhere in shelter and try to build some shit. And then, like, Spencer would go off on his own adventure and try to, like, venture and try to.
No, Spencer would like figure out a way to like build an airplane.
Yeah.
That's-
yeah.
Even though he's like technically not like in the band, he's just part of the family.
And then you would just go scrounge for food and try to, like, find stuff and probably would just get into a sticky situation with no way of, like, letting us know. So, like, we wouldn't know where you went for
Yeah, I'm
days.
actually really bad with communication.
Yeah.
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 It'll just be like 3 a.m, and then when I do choose to decide, I've been like working on a demo for like 2 days straight, and then I'll just be like, Justin, here's this idea I have, and he's like, where
Then he
have
looks at
you
his phone
been?
like, oh, he tried calling me 12 times.
Yeah, an artist, artiste.
But no, probably Chase. He's warmer than I am.
Yeah, and I'd be singled out first by anything that wants to eat. 'Cause
Yeah.
I got the girth.
Or they'd be scared of you too, because they'd mistake you for a bear.
No, but we're talking. The way I'm thinking about it is like animals that like, no matter how big you are, an animal sees you and they'll one-on-one fuck you up. Like if we're in the jungle,
That's true, yeah.
you know what I
That's
mean,
true.
or something like
That's
that.
true.
If we're on an island, like the way now the conspiracy goes with Amelia Earhart, like those crabs. You know what I mean? They don't
Yeah.
give a fuck how big you are, dude. They'll kill. Like they're looking for the biggest guy with the most shit they can eat. It'd be me. Volunteers tribute. I don't want to play this game.
I would probably build a treehouse or something.
He would climb shit. That's for sure.
Fuck
That's
yeah,
probably what
dude.
I would do.
That's
Do
the schmove.
backflips.
You're like up away from shit.
Everything, yeah, and just climb down if you need to. But you would really you wouldn't need to go down for anything if you can grab it all. I don't know. You know what I mean?
You'd probably have to go down to hunt.
To hunt or like to find like bananas or
The bananas are up
stuff.
by you, buddy. Jesus.
So yeah, I guess.
Little monkey getting bananas. They
I'll
climb,
find-
they
That
climb
is
trees
true.
to get.
Oh no. Oh jeez. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, so me.
Yeah, that's probably you.
All right, so one last question. If you guys could go back to when you started off as like musicians in a band, and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be?
Stay away from drugs. Like, for real. Like, don't even get started on the fucking rabbit hole because the shit's fun with your friends. It's like you don't want it like anything to haze your vision and slow you down because then you get through the bullshit maybe someday and you look back and you realize you've wasted all this time looking for, you know, something that, you know, that particular substance gave you. And whatever substance it is, or if it's multiple substances, stay the fuck away from it. Don't even get started because it's hard. It's hard to get away from it, and you're gonna waste your time, your valuable time. You're young, so do the shit now, and don't fuck your head up. Don't fuck your chances up. Like there could be doors that open to you, and you're too busy fucking trying to get high. Like, yeah, real long answer to that, but stay away from drugs.
That's a good one.
Definitely.
They will be there all in front of your face if you actually want to do the shit and hit the road. So,
What about you, Justin?
Well, let that ego go. If there was one thing that I wish I would have told myself years ago is don't get all caught up in what in the show life. Don't get all caught up in like all the compliments that you get or even the criticism that you get. Let it drive you and learn from it and also learn along the way. Like going in the studio and doing what we did with that was a huge learning experience. I learn from this guy all the time because he's our main songwriter. So I'm also learning a lot from him. I just wish that I learned sooner. I was just a guy that knew how to do vocals and just happened to be a performer, I guess, and wanted to be in a band, and here I am. So that's kind of how it all comes down to is just let your ego go and just have fun. Just do this shit.
oh
Or
yeah,
not,
that's a huge one, dude. Because like, if you actually choose to go after this shit, like you're gonna fucking hate it a lot. You know what I mean? Like, but
You'll get burnt out quick too.
It's very bittersweet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's like the word for
absolutely.
like that comes to mind when I think of like being involved in a music or like any creative career. It's very bittersweet because there's high highs and then low lows.
Absolutely, and the
Yeah.
lows are low, you know,
Mhm.
because like sometimes you'll like be like, damn, like nobody actually gives a fuck, you know.
Mhm.
But then you like have some positivity that comes through, like, oh, this sounds really cool. Like I was just listening to your band, like then you'd be like, oh, well, you know, like that spark of like, wow, you actually feel good. You feel like you're the shit, you know. And then like you look at stream numbers and they're not where you need to be, or you look at all these other things and it's just like, damn, like it could be better. So like there's always ways to improve yourself. So like I always just tell myself like let the ego go. Like for real. Cuz like once you do that, like then everything just kind of falls into place and then you can really just start going after what you want to do.
Yeah, and the whole highs and lows thing, it's like everybody's career is like a roller coaster. And like we've played with lots of bands that, you know, are like one hit wonders from the like early 2000s and shit. And like when I was filling in for the Once Around band, like we played with a fuck ton of those. And it's like, you know, with Saliva and stuff. And they say, like, I've been told, like, you play, when we play with those bands, you play the same venues on the way down that you do on the way up, and it sounds like a very discouraging thing. And like when these guys are like at the end of the career, it's like people think it's like a sad thing, but it's like, no, dude, everybody's career goes in waves, and then the light does turn out unless you're like fucking, you know, Iron Maiden or whatever. So don't be discouraged by any of the lows because it's like no one can take away from you. Like the one hit wonder guys, they're stoked as fuck still, most of them, whenever we've played with them. And it's just like, oh, they had the biggest song of this year of like, you know, however long ago. And like now they're in 2020 and like they have some like local support band opening up for them because they can't draw. And it like looks bad, but it's like you still fucking did the thing. You know what I mean? And they're still here making a living off of that. So like any low you're experiencing, don't like be discouraged by it.
Gives
like,
you hope a little bit, you know.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, also, fucking don't ever forget to have fun with the shit, because when you bury yourself in it and you really start trying to enter the life of like, I want to make this a living because, you know, I dropped out of college to do this, and like I want to, like, when you really give it your everything, like, you're not going to enjoy writing the same way you used to. You can't listen to music the same way you used to, you know what I mean? So like always try to still have a little piece of you that like enjoys the shit for real, and not like forces yourself to enjoy the shit so you can make something that gets streamed so then you can like pay your fucking rent. Like you like we probably feel the fucking same way, everybody in this room that's in a band. It's just like
It's tough.
the shit fucking sucks, and
It's tough.
like,
It's hard. It's
and then you have to ask
it's a
yourself with
grind.
every demo, did I write this for me, or did I write this for like everybody else who like wants something from like, you know, just try to always be able to have at least a little piece of you that has fun with it, because
be authentic.
you'll get depressed real quick when you're not reaching your goals you want to, and you're trying as hard as you can to make the best shit that you think everybody wants to hear and nobody wants to hear it. Like, write for your fucking self, and that's how you know it's like a real lasting thing. And like we haven't fucking hit that, so don't even look to us. Like,
like we really aren't even
like we're
shit.
like we're spitting any like facts of knowledge, but I mean, this is just from experience of like a guy still fucking that's really not even close to making this like my life, but like I've made it my life.
Yeah.
you know?
I would agree with that. It's definitely my life too.
Well, I would say just like stick with it, guys, because you guys got something like really, really cool.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate
Like
that.
I
dude.
fuck with it, and I hope to like play more shows with you guys in the future
Absolutely.
and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. And you guys are hitting the fucking ground running, and
Hell
like
yeah.
the momentum you have
We're
now,
trying. We're
Absolutely.
trying.
like keep the shit rolling. Like you guys are doing
Absolutely.
great.
Well, fuck yeah, guys. Thanks for doing this.
Dude, absolutely.
Thanks for
Thank you,
having
man.
us, dude. It was trippy. I've never talked about
having us.
these fading visions or our story.
Oh yeah, didn't you? Sorry, not to. Didn't you have some other questions too that you threw in the chat? I'm not really. I don't know if it's fine if not. But I just remember like the favorite local bands because I want to give a few shout outs.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. I might have missed that one.
Dude, jail.
Okay, we want to give our favorite local bands.
Yeah, dude. I just want to give a shout out to the people who have helped us along the way. The first one that comes to mind is American Bandit. Love those guys. Love
Back
those
when
guys.
they were Audacity.
Back when they were Audacity.
Oh, yeah.
They have always been great.
That's how
Brothers.
That's how we learned about Eddie Coran. That's how we learned how to play our first shows with them ever.
Yeah, definitely. So, like, we see what's going on around here, and like just because we're not around as much as we used to be or anything like that, I'm fucking proud of this scene, to be honest, and I think it's really cool what's going on. But Vapid Soul, fucking homies.
Fuck yeah.
Vapid
Dylan's
Soul
coming on
homies.
tomorrow.
Is he?
Oh, fuck
Awesome.
yeah, dude. I love Dylan to death.
Dylan is the boy. Yeah. Still Stare, the boys, of course.
Yeah, dude, you guys are like really like kind of starting a movement and trailblazing with the scene right now. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, you guys are really like putting on a clinic on how to be a band for
Mhm.
real.
It's actually inspiring to watch everything kind of unfold.
Yeah, you're literally helping all these like bands in the scene eat and like get some fucking eyes on them for
Yep.
real.
Yep.
Right. They put both of us on that sold out show at
Yeah,
actually.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was
dude.
the second sold out one we did with the Stair Boys.
Yeah. that's
Every
the second
time
one.
every time they put something together, it's a fucking banger.
Mhm.
Yep. I was gonna say Cicada. They're new. AJ Sanders is a huge homie of mine.
Some of the most technical fucking writing that
Technical
I'm
as
doing
hell.
right now.
They're awesome.
Yeah,
I've
dude.
known Nigel for years too. So
They're all my boys.
Yeah, dude.
Eric
Eric's
is
writing
awesome.
like
Eric
13
is
times
fantastic.
signature changes, like a song. Like,
Yep.
He's a
Yeah.
Eric's
very
crazy. That
yeah,
dude's got like
Alan.
crazy like practice etiquette.
Oh,
he
yeah.
like practices more than any guitarist I know.
Oh yeah, yeah. And when he filled in for us, he like, dude. So he played bass for a few shows with us when we did like the Bunny the Bear and Broken
Oh
Side.
yeah.
He-
We opened for Broken Side.
Dude, you guys opened like so. Wait, let's get this like all settled. So you guys opened for Devil Wears Prada,
Yep.
The Word Alive,
Yep.
Broken Side,
Broken Side.
Color Morale,
Color Morale.
While
Who
she
else?
sleeps.
For the Fallen Dreams.
For the Fallen Dreams.
While She Sleeps.
The Browning.
Gideon.
Oh shit!
The Browning. Yeah, the Browning. I Set My Friends on Fire.
Damn.
Arsonist, Get All the Girls. Upon a Burning Body.
Upon a Burning Body.
Who is that one that did that Iron Maiden cover that toured with Killswitch Engage?
Huh?
Fuck, what are they called? Their name is like do you know that douchey brand that like all the like you see like from Affliction or something like that?
Okay.
I don't know. But I'm at 11 here.
Attila.
Oh, that was
That
with
was
when
you.
I was with After Hour. Oh, dude, all the other bands I opened for with like once around was like Skillet, Skid
Witch.
Row,
Skid-
Bullet
Autograph.
Boys,
Autograph.
Autograph. I've opened for Saliva. I've opened for Power Man 5000 and Hinder.
That was cool.
Skillet was the biggest one. Dude, yeah, I can't thank the Once Around Boys enough for having me along for all that shit too. Because I mean, they're like a charted, like they've had like 4 singles like chart on the Billboard charts, and like, dude, just being a part of that, like signing shit for like
It's like a missing-
after shows and then going to work at Jimmy John's the next day was like the most surreal.
Dude, working at Jimmy John's was awesome. That was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sworn in.
I wanted to say something about that too, because you used to deliver by subs, didn't you?
Dude, yeah, because this is when I barely knew you and I saw Ryan Brech. And
That's awesome.
yeah, it was at
The one on
not
First,
Canal
right?
Street.
Was it on First? Yeah, it's on. I work on.
Yeah, it's like right kind of by. It's like kind of under the freeway, right into downtown. It's fuck, what's that street that
I can't even remember. What
Ember,
It is.
South
Yeah,
Ember.
Ember.
Yeah,
Yep, that's
dude.
it.
Oh, Ember Lane?
Yeah.
Ember Lane.
Yep.
Yep. I
Yeah,
remember
dude.
that. Yep.
Like literally, I would. That was the time I was doing a lot of that stuff too. It was like I would play open for Skillet, and then the next day I was bringing you a sub.
Fuck yeah, guys.
That's
Well,
awesome.
let's wrap it up here.
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
cool.
but
But shout out all the bands, of course.
Yeah.
Zeal.
fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
We missed like there's literally so fucking many, and it is cool. to see so
Surefire.
many
They're
Oh,
bands.
making
Surefire
waves.
is
I just
dope.
wanna shout out all the bands. that are
Cameron's
kicking
guitar
ass.
tone is fucking unreal.
Yeah.
He uses the quad cortex.
Yeah, he does.
We bullshitted about that.
No, for real.
All right.
So
hell yeah.
all right. Yeah, we'll shut up now. But thank you
Yeah,
guys for
sorry,
having us.
We
so
talk.
much.
no
We have a
problem.
lot to say.
This was awesome.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Make
Peace.
sure you subscribe and like.
Yes.
All right. Sick. That was awesome, guys.
That was fun. Thank you, man.